Burton, Mark Burton.
Like, oh, do you want to play video games with me? Oh, maybe not. Okay. Like, okay. It's like, what happened to people being down for the VG, but nobody is anymore?
Hello, everyone.
Oh my god. Dear husband, what do you want from me? like, thank God, save New York, motherfucker. He's like, damn it, I'm gonna save this fucking town. What's wrong with you? Let me tell you something. Try saying that to a fucking puppered up bottom at fucking 12 a.m. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. You better fucking get it together, buddy. Or else. Oh my god, this is so old. Shook roast the Apple headset again. Let's see what he has to say. Mark Zuckerberg just keeps dumping on Apple Vision Pro. In a Friday's post on Thread, the Meta CEO exchanged messages with Mosaic Ventures partner Benedict Evans, calling out the trade-offs in Apple VR headset that, in his view, make $3,500 product worse than Meta's $500 competitor, Quest. Oh, just give us $3,500. You're good. Just give us $3,000. It's like, oh, your competitor's $500. It's like, why are we fucking giving you $3,000 if you fucking don't do anything to deserve it? Like, you want to know what too? Apple used to have such good connectivity across all their platforms. Everything was like linked up. Everything made sense. Now I feel like not the same. Not the same no more. Why is it not the same no more? This ain't good. Oh, you like that. Oh, you like that. Boop. 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 What's going on this shit? Yeah. Lopez, Jeff Lopez. Sailors drink jet fuel, contaminated water, and USS Nimitz. That's gross.
True story, I was in Afghanistan and the Commandant of the Marine Corps came down and was doing this big presentation conversation piece, so I show up there. I just recently re-enlisted that morning and he asked the entire audience of like 200 plus people, does anyone have any questions? So I raised my hand. I was like, hey sir, I'm selected for gunnery sergeant. I just re-enlisted today and I was wondering if you could promote me. The entire audience goes insane that I just asked the Commandant of the Marine Corps to promote me in front of all these people. The Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps lost his mind and was like, hey, that wouldn't be fair for all the other Marines. I said, fuck them. I asked first. The crowd went wild at the time. At this point, the Commandant pulls out this coin, 34th Commandant Marine Corps, and throws it to me. He's like, hey, Marine, that took balls. Now sit down. Clearly, I dropped the coin. Right there is where I sucked the concrete. Moral of this story, you'll never know unless you ask. The answer will always be no. You never will hear about it. True story, I was in Afghanistan and the Commandant of the Marine Corps.
So, at one of my jobs that I have right now, so there's a gentleman who feels very entitled to the fact that he hasn't gotten a raise, and he feels that he needs this raise and that he deserves it, and he's been there for 30 years, and I need this, and I work for this, and I should have, and why don't I, and you don't deserve what you have, and you haven't worked for 30 years, you can't fucking do anything better than me, I'm fucking... Also, too, way shorter, really skinny, really tiny, like, this is his wrist, you know, very tiny little, like, you know, doesn't really go to the gym, doesn't really take care of himself, doesn't eat a full meal, doesn't, like, you know, doesn't really care for people, isn't really authentic, you know, like, he'll put, like, 80 forward, but, like, is missing that 20, you know, and... You know, what's really getting to me, too, is, like, I tried to get to know him, and I tried to be friends with him, and I'm, like, going 99% for this guy. And I'm like, oh, if I get him to be my friend, then, you know, he's gonna make my life easier, and everything's gonna get better. No, it didn't. You wanna know? He's, like, calling me crazy under his breath. He's like, crazy. I'm sorry. And he's, like, you know, treating me like fucking shit. He's, like, treating me like fucking shit. Do you want to know, like, literally, I went into the office for this guy, and I was like, hey, like, I could use a raise, and, you know, this guy cuts wire, and, like, you know, because he's underneath me, like, you know, how it works is he cuts the wire comes to me, I fucking turn the wire into a sheet, right? So, like, I'm like, if this guy gets money, if this guy does good, if this guy's happy, then everything's going to get easier and better for me. Not the case. No, sir. Okay, so I go into the office, and I'm like, oh, this guy... he should use a raise. My employer, and this isn't even just like an employer, this is like the owner. This is the owner. She's like, I don't think you have a clue what you're talking about. And I think that, I don't think that he's going to get a raise. And I also think that we're not going to have meetings, and I don't think you're going to be allowed back in this office ever again. Because of what you said about this guy that you think works so hard.
Coming soon.
And I was like, oh my god, okay, and then boom, that was it. Fucking no more fucking office. I can't go into the office. I can't talk to anyone in the office. Not only that, but it was all because of this one guy. I like stuck my neck out for this guy, and I got completely destroyed. I can now not talk to anyone in one side of the business. I can only just work because of this one person. He fucked everything up. I worked so hard to try to help him that I fucking completely obliterated half of my fucking operation. Just like that. Just like that. Just for trying to help someone. And then he comes back with, oh, you're a fucking racist. And it's like, do you know how many Asians I fucked around with? Do you know what I do at Cherry Beach? Like, do you know how many fucking people I fucked that are Asian? Black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese, Korean, fucking Arab, fucking... Like, I fucked them all. Albino, fucking 6 foot, fucking 5'2", 4'3". Like, I fucked them all. Fucked them all. Take your racism card and put it right up your fucking ass with that fucking shit, bitch. Go fuck yourself. Also, too, I just want to say, in terms of Asian people, you halted the world's economy and you didn't even have to pay a fucking rat cent for it. Just letting you know, like, when are you gonna make up for that fucking bullshit? When are you gonna make up for that? Just putting it out there, like, when are you gonna fix the big fucking bullshit problem that you fucking caused for every country? Everybody on the planet. That's 8 billion people. So if that's $100 for 8 billion people, like, what does that work out to? You know what I mean? And $100 doesn't get you shit anymore. So just gonna put that out there.
Primary objective is to eliminate all targets. You're losing ground. Move it.
And it's like, also too, like, there's really small people on this planet. They're really small people. There's really big people. Like, not everybody is a fucking child. And, like, also too, like, you know what I'm getting to? I'm getting to a point with, like, society where it's like, if I hear about one more fucking really disgusting case of fucking you know what, like, that's it. I think you all fucking lose. Like, you all just gonna get ban listed. Like, I'm so sorry, you're gonna have to work really hard to overcome this fucking ban list fucking protocol due to the fact that nothing was done and there was all this reporting based on the fact that this was fucking supposedly happening and nothing was done about it. So then guess what? That means that you all lose because then you're all unable to do the job that is required. And that means that there's no safety and security because you're not thoroughly and effectively doing your duty and your job, due diligence, and keeping this community safe. And now there's fucking people that don't deserve to be on the street, know they don't deserve to be on the street, that are on the street and that are doing illegal shit, and that you're just making life worse and more difficult for everybody else that works a fucking very, very challenging life every single day, fucking showing up to work and back. And you know, the one duty that you have is just to process the fucking criminals, and you can't even do that. And then that makes life challenging for everybody that fucking, you know, does do their job and that does do things efficiently. You know, like, I get into my car every day due to the fact that all those people and all those manufacturers showed up every single day, did the job to the efficiency of their worker. You know, like, if they don't do their job, then guess what? I don't have a car to go to fucking work in. You don't have a car. Nobody has a car because they didn't do their job. So if the policing and if the police don't do their job at fucking putting the weird sick people away, and due to the fact of the economy and social hierarchy and fucking the caste system, I can understand how that might be very difficult for you to process people that have way more economy than you and that can literally just pay someone to murder you and everyone you love. But unfortunately, due to the extent in which that we live, like, we can't. Like, this isn't gonna work if we aren't doing our job. Like, if the fucking engineers aren't building the products that are fucking efficient, and you know, if the doctors aren't doing their job medically, and if the people, like, if everyone isn't doing their job, then nothing is going to work and everyone's going to suffer. That's literally what it comes down to. I would love to have a scope right now. I'm not gonna hit that.
You got a loadout drop inbound. You're the target of a most wanted contract. Eliminate threats and secure supply caches to close it.
Car marked.
Gas is inbound. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Most wanted contract closed. Sending a supply drop to your location. Well earned. Gas is moving. It's the Gulag, and you're gonna have to fight to earn redeployment.
That was so bad.
Time to head back to base. The enemy took that one, but we'll get them back. Yeah, so like I was trying to talk candidly to that guy at work too, and I was like, "Oh, like, did you watch any movies last night? What'd you get up to?" "Oh, we watched a movie, but you would never understand my language." I'm like, "Oh, I've watched I watched tons of like movies like with subtitles. Like I used to even watch anime, so I was like, oh, like I could look up the movie, like I could watch it. Like I've got this new TV box that kind of has like all the movies. All you have to do is like type it in and it's there. Even like Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Indian, Paki, like what is that one? Punjabi, like it has everything, We're headed to the war
Thai,
zone. Get
like
geared up and
Asian.
stand by.
So I was like, oh, what's the title? What's the movie? Oh, you wouldn't understand something like that. You should stick to movies that are for you. Like, okay, like, what does that mean?
Enemies dropping into
Like a
the
movie's a
AO.
movie. Like, no, you're white. You don't understand movies. It's Thai. You're never gonna get it. You're wasting your time. Like, okay. And then I'm like in a group conversation, I'm like, oh, like I don't want to waste my time, so like I don't want to like talk to you.
Enemy soldier
And
incoming.
then everyone's like, oh my god, you can't do that, you can't, no. You need to talk to him. I'm like, you know what? He doesn't even care about conversation that I have with him when it's one-on-one. Then he gets all upset. And then he doesn't even say good morning anymore. He's like, no, I don't even want to say good morning to you. I was like, you don't even want to. I don't understand.
Came down. We are free
I wake
to
up,
go.
I see someone, hey, good morning,
Grab
how
your
are you?
shoots. We're going to the war zone.
And it's like both people, oh, good morning, oh, good morning. Like, it's not just one person saying good morning to the other person every fucking day, like it's their job to say good morning. Like, oh, fuck, if I didn't say good morning, then what? I didn't say good morning. Like, you have lips, you have a mouth, you say good morning to me, I say good morning back. You don't want good morning, guess what? That's the first fucking level of communication. That's the first fucking thing you say to another person. It's the first fucking level of respect. It's the first fucking thing. You know, if you don't want that, fine. But don't expect things to go fucking smooth the rest of the day and for me to be fucking so interested in your conversation when it's like you can't even say the most basic of fucking... The most basic and most, like, easy fucking thing for you to do is just say good morning. It's the simplest thing. But like, also too, you expecting it of somebody consistently but never want to like give it, like, come on, like, that's ridiculous.
Got gas moving in.
Bounty contract here.
Targets are up. Go take them down. Bounty targets identified. Weapons free. Targets destroyed. Hell of a job.
Bounty contract here. JLTV here.
Like, here's the thing about it is, like, I'm like really good with my boss, Peter. I work one-on-one with Peter every day. I have no problems with Peter. We can talk about any fucking subject. I'm very, very authentic. I'm a very authentic person. But, like, you know, it's really difficult for someone like that who, like, just complains about everybody constantly to be like, oh, it's John. Like, you know, you have to understand that it's been 5 years of everyone pointing at me and saying it's John, but Jonathan works really fucking hard. I know I'm talking in third person. I work really fucking hard. I have my own place, I have my own car, fucking pay my own bills, fucking paying down all my fucking debt from school. Like, soon I'm gonna be debt free, very soon. And, you know, I don't need, like, some guy, like, you know, telling me that I'm fucking this, that, or the other, especially someone who's never really had to work, like, you know, like, solo, you know? Like, you've always had, like, a big family to take care of you. You've always had people to take care of you. Like, have you ever, like, you know, been one-off, like, by yourself? Like, done everything for yourself? Like, you know, try doing it for yourself, like, you know? Also true, try being authentic. Like, if you don't like someone, just tell them right to their face right at the beginning. Like, I don't like you. Like, you don't need to be near me. I don't want to be around a person like you. I don't want to be around a gay person. Like, here's another thing, too. It's like, how many gay friends do you have? Oh, you don't have any gay friends. Oh, is it because you're fucking You discriminate against gay people? Oh, is that why you like to discriminate against gay people? Like, hello, like that's the same thing as fucking
Gas is
racism. But
closing
you're
in.
so quick to be
Relocating
like,
the safe
oh, it's
zone.
because I'm Asian. No, it's because I'm gay. That's what the fucking problem is. And what also is a problem for you is what I do in my bedroom with fucking like my active participant who wants to fucking be there and who is messaging me fucking every hour of the day to be there. If he wants to be there, like, what do you fucking want from me? Like, I'm not fucking doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything against the law. Like, if I want to be with a dude, that's my prerogative. If you want to be with a woman and have children, that's your prerogative. If you want to have fucking 50,000 kids, go be my guest. I'm not stopping you. But, like, for you to, like, totally just discriminate against me for being gay and just for doing something in my bedroom that it's like, you're not gonna, number one, see it, be a part of it, know about it, talk to you about it, bring it up at work, like, it has nothing to do with you. Like, what was really funny, too, is, like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, my daughter's this,
Gas
and my
is
daughter
closing
makes
in.
100 grand a year, and oh, my daughter, and my daughter, and my daughter, and my daughter. It's okay for you to talk about your daughter, but, for me to talk about someone in my life, oh, like, oh, my friend Sean, oh, my friend Sean, oh, my friend Phil, oh, my friend Phil, oh, my friend fucking this other guy, this other person, oh, what about Brad, oh, this other person over here, da-da-da-da-da, like, I should be allowed to do whatever I want, and it shouldn't really fucking matter. Just like it doesn't matter if you are fucking black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese, Korean, it shouldn't fucking matter. Okay, there's somebody like right here, and it's really fucking annoying. It's like, where the fuck are you, bitch?
We lost that sumbitch. Bounty contract's been pulled.
How is that? What is that?
Bounty contract here.
Here's another fun story. So, the same kind of group of dudes, like, they all kind of hang out together. So, they're supposed to be working overnight. And one day or 1 week or whatever, I was, like, really busy. I had all this garbage. It was probably near Christmas, and I had all this fucking garbage.
Your objective's simple. Eliminate
And,
all bounty targets. Gas is inbound, marking a new safe zone.
I don't even know where this guy is.
Be advised, gas drop is inbound.
Yeah, so I go to work with all this trash. I need to drop it off. Like, I'm gonna put it in the fucking dumpster at work. The dumpsters are usually on the outside, and I would have just fucking dumped it outside and been on my way, but they brought it in, whatever. It's not all the time that they bring it in, but for whatever reason, they brought it in. So I go to the door's locked, I start pounding on the door, I'm like, oh, just let me in, like, you're supposed to be here all night, like, you're supposed to be here till, like, 2, 3 a.m. or whatever, like, if you work till, so, hold on, 3:30, so if you get there for 3:30, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8.
You're losing ground. Move
10
it.
to 11, 11 to 12? No, so till 10, right? Okay, so I showed up at like 9 o'clock, 8:30.
Bro, no one's working. The lights are all off, and only one guy is working there. And by the way, that's illegal in Canada. There can't be one person working in a facility by himself in Canada. You want to know what? I know that they fucked up. Like, I know. I didn't say anything to anybody, and it's like, bro, these people don't work, number one. So, like, I go to work every day. I work the full 8 hours, right? I can do the full 8 hours, no worries, right? But I'm noticing that everyone around me, they say they're doing the full 8 hours. They ain't doing no fucking full the full 8 hours. But they're getting paid a full fucking wage. Like, explain that to me. Like, I would love to do, like, no work. You know that? Fucking died. I'd love to do no work and get paid for it. You know that? I really would. I think that would be fucking great. I'm right back here.
War is hell, and you're in it. This is the Gulag, where you fight to win redeployment.
See, like, I started to notice this thing where it's like, if people don't know where you're gonna go, then they can't set up this fake reality for you to be a part of. If you aren't part of the Matrix, and if you aren't fucking part of, like, what people fucking set up for you, then all of a sudden the system breaks, and then you start to see what's really going on.
Your fight's over, soldier. Return to base. We lost that one, but we'll get those sumbitches next time.
See, look, I came back.
Also, too, I just want to mention there's lots of fully grown people that are only like 4'2". Just gonna put it out there, even like 3'2". They're fully grown people. They're called little people. They're fucking full growners. They're fucking. It's not fucking anything wrong with a fucking tiny little dude. Okay, I've been with short dudes. I've been with fucking 6'8" dudes. I've been with them all. Okay, a lot of fun. Get out there, try it, play the field. I was always told as a child, play the field, all the time. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Fucking get out there. Fucking try the world. Fucking taste the fucking Danforth. Like, what do you people want from me?
You're up
Tasting the
fast, we're
Danforth.
about to get evil. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. All stations, we are ready to go. Stand by for deployment.
Prep for dust off. We're up in 3 mics. Let's move. Gang's all here. Word came down. We are green to go. So gear up, grab your chutes. We're going to the war zone. Enemy activity will be high. Expect contact early and often.
I'll see you on the other side.
It's like, I don't discriminate against you for your race, so why do you discriminate against me for being gay? Explain me that fucking riddle. Why do you hate me for something that doesn't even fucking, that you're not even a part of and you'll have nothing to do with, and that does not even involve you whatsoever? Why do you have such a problem with it? Like, you're never gonna see me and my partner together. You're never gonna see us in the same room. Like, you're never gonna be a part of that. You're never gonna see me making out or having sex. Like, you're never gonna see that. Like, hello? Like, you're just gonna do your straight world. So why don't you just go be straight? Why don't you talk to me about being straight and all the girls in your life? Like, yo, you can talk to me about Cara Delevingne. Or Margot Robbie. Or Shauna.
You got gas moving in.
Got a scavenger contract here.
Eliminate all targets in the AO. Supply boxes marked. Secure those locations.
They're like, oh, you're a racist because you didn't do what I wanted you to do, and if you weren't a racist, then you do what I want you and what I tell you to do. And it's like, that logic doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. 0 sense that logic makes. Yet all these people are fucking lining that one up, and it's like, I don't get it. Like, where are you fucking getting this shit? Honestly, you need to get fucking real with yourselves, people. Like, yo, I have 5 years of everyone saying that everything is my fault. And it wasn't. But everyone's like, oh, okay, that's fine. That's always the end. So, like, you know what? I want to put back out there. What if we put everyone around me in positions that are really tough, and then you make them stay in it for a really long time to get used to it? And then tell them things like, oh, grit, and perseverance, and fucking all this weird shit. You know what I mean? Deduct their pay, make them work fucking holidays and weekends and overtime. That's what you gotta do. And then if they don't want to, then reduce their hours significantly. And also to reduce their pay. I know, I'm just being so... I'm being such a dick. Like, you don't have to do any of this stuff.
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
I just like, I just wish that people were fair with themselves and with everybody. Like, here's the thing. So you can screw over someone
is
and you can
closing
take
in. Get
advantage
to
of
the new
someone, or
safe
you
zone.
can, like, do all these wrongs to people. And then are you supposed to expect no one to do anything bad to you and no one and it to not come back to you? Like, that's the thing about it. It's like karma. Like, what you do and like how you carry yourself and like the kind of person that you are and like the kindness in your like mind and in your heart and like the kindness that you like. Here's another thing too, what you're thinking. So if you're thinking kind things, and I know that I'm not like always guilty of this, like sometimes I'm like, oh, I want revenge, oh, this guy's a fucking dick, oh, this guy fucking did this, all this shit, and I could just be doing this and this and this, but this person did this and now I'm fucking stuck in this, and this is fucking bullshit, blah 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 blah. But like, you know what, I also too like, I also am very thankful for, because things could have been so much worse, and so everything is a balance. I find that like when I
Gas is inbound.
pray, and I pray often, especially when I'm driving, because people are very difficult when I'm driving. Like, here's another thing with driving. I know we're gonna get completely off topic, but like, you know, planes have the sky. Boats have the water. Cars have the road. Can't we have like a special route for fucking the trucks? A special route for, the mopeds? A special lane for the bikes? A fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, can't we? There's so many people. There's 8 billion people on this planet, and you're telling me that we don't have a job for all these things? And we don't have people that are, like, working in committees for all these things? Also, too, like, let's talk about licensing. So, I pay for my license, or, like, I pay
Contract
for,
failed.
my
Objective
car,
lost.
and for all these
We
things
lost
to,
the
like, keep
supply
my
cache
car on the road,
locations.
and all these
Contract's
service
full.
charges to, like, use the road and whatever, and for the sidewalk or whatever. Like, I, like, pay taxes and stuff for that, and for licensing and whatever else, right? So, like, I'm wondering, like, can we get, like, licensing for, like, rollerblades and for scooters and for fucking e-bikes, and, like, if we have licensing and we have all this money coming back to repair, like, roads and sidewalks and whatever else, like, doesn't that make things better? And, like, wouldn't that, like, help prevent a lot of, like, the the maintenance and, like, trying to figure out money for that? Like, you know, there's been like 3 occasions when I was in the city where there was bicyclists that were like fucking super hammered. So fucking hammered. And they fucking slammed into my car and dropped a bunch of their bottles and shit and smashed them all over the floor because they were so inebriated. And it's just so embarrassing, kind of, too. Like, middle of the day, like, even like 11 a.m., like, this person is so drunk, they're like, wibble wobbling their whole way there, carrying all these bottles in bags on their handlebars, driving down the street, and they slam into my parked car, fucking, like, it's just ridiculous. Like, I'm at a red light. This guy fucking is rolling over my fucking car because they're drunk as a skunk riding a bicyclist in the day. Like, should you have a license? Like, you know what I mean? Like, also too, can we just talk about, like, are you impeding people's lives due to the excessive use of drugs and alcohol? Like, that should be a fucking indicator, like, you have a problem. Like, your life should not impede other people's lives. You know that? Like, if your life is impeding other people's lives, and you're always in a position where you need help because you fucking did too much alcohol or too much drugs, okay, you have a problem there, sure. Like,
You've been marked as a most wanted target. Kill enemies and secure supply caches to close the contract on your head. Gas is closing in.
Resting close there, target mark.
Copy. Longbow.
Most wanted contract failed. Your squad mate was KIA.
Oh my gosh!
Works for the Warriors. And you're RTB. They hit us hard that time. Let's regroup and get back out there, yep?
Came down and was doing this big present.
I was the youngest Delta operator ever at the time, at the age of 23 to get selected. The other two guys were 33. They canvassed the Marine Corps, Air Force, Army, everybody. They only select 100 guys twice a year to try out. Of the 110 that started, 6 of us completed the course. Of the 6 that completed the course, 3 of us got selected. But here's the difference, right, with Delta Force selection and, let's say, Buds, for example. And you see it all the time, right? SEALs, they're all on the beach running around, and they're carrying boats and rolling around the sand, getting wet, and singing and yelling and hollering and crying, pissing and moaning, doing flutter kicks in the waves. And but they're doing it as a group, right? What can you do in a group? You can draw power, motivation, inspiration from the other guys. When your crank is dragging the dirt, you're like, I've had enough, and you see little Joe Snuffy over here that's worse than you, but he's hanging in there. You kind of get inspired to keep going on, right? You don't want to quit before he does,
Right.
But when you go through Delta Force selection, it's an individual effort. You're not with any group. You're all by yourself. Every day, all day long, everything you do is by yourself. These standards of performance, right? They don't tell you what they are. They give you the task to walk through mountains, rucksack on your back. It's raining, it's snowing, it's freezing. I was the youngest Delta operator ever at the time.
Cigarettes after sex. Exes war.
Hey, come this way! Come this way! Come this way! This way! Come here! Come here! Come here! Come here!
Check your weapons, check your gear. We're holding for deployment.
Physics tells us there's only one way that the sandworms...
Enemy soldier incoming.
And it is ridiculous. It could be possible that the sandworms are kind of like a snake or like an inchworm where they coil up and then they push sand behind them so that they can have an equal and opposite reaction of pushing them forward. But that's not possible. Right? They can't be moving like a snake because people are riding on top of them. And they can't be moving like a snake. You see the sandworms when they're moving in the distance, right? They just look like a train. They're just moving in a straight direction. The second way is they could be kind of like a
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
And the other conundrum is the sandworms
Your time's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
That could have been bad.
And so that leads us to option 3. These worms are
I want that bird ready in 3 mics. Relay those coordinates.
There
you are. We got the green light. You're going to the war zone. Grab your gear and shoot. You're up in 3. Enemy activity will be high. Expect contact early and often.
Why are you calling 911? Okay, that's fine. You don't know why you called 911? Yes, I do.
Let's roll. Battle Royale.
Okay, are you in danger? Did someone kidnap you? I don't know. Is this person...
Gas is closing on your position. Suggest you hightail it out of there.
You're talking to your friend, and I'll see if I can't get somebody to help you. Are you in a truck? Yes. My sister wants to know. And why can't you talk? Are you afraid he's going to hurt you? Yes. Has he already hurt you tonight? Yes. Just help your way. Just stay on the phone, okay? Did he turn the lights off to the car? Yes. It's okay.
so happy that she's saved. Like something so scary. It's so weird that we don't have like a system to like navigate these people out.
Done and dusted.
Gas is moving.
God damn it.
Training camp. It's the Gulag, and you're gonna have to fight to earn redeployment.
How to jump in on that? Joe Rogan's not speechless.
The earliest I heard that word transgender was Bob.
Why are you guys looking at me?
Listen, we got all the audio, we got all the chat logs.
आप जानते हैं कि हर टेक्सटाइल मिल में बिजली का बिल बहुत आता है। ये भी जानते हैं कि 20% से ज्यादा खर्चा उनकी बिजली का बिल ही ले जाता है। तो इसी बिजली के बिल को कम करने के लिए हमने बनाई है एनकॉन की स्पेशल मिनी टरबाइन जो आपकी
And that's all they wrote. A well-earned redeployment, soldier. Stand by.
Killable soldier, and the Wikipedia entry as well. Lieutenant General Sir Adrian Paul Ghislaine Carton-Duarte was a British Army
Got a scavenger
officer
contract
born
here.
Belgian and Irish parents, who was awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest military decoration awarded for valor, facing the enemy in various combat countries. He served in the Boer War, First World War, and Second World War. He was shot in the face, head, stomach, ankle, leg, hip, and ear. He was blinded in his left eye. Survived 2 plane crashes. Tunneled out to a prisoner of war camp. His own fingers when a doctor declined to amputate them. Describing his experiences in the First World War, he wrote, "Frankly, I'd enjoyed the war." Jamie, can you just Google the unkillable soldier, and you'll see a Wikipedia entry at the top. Is this a real human? Real human. There it is. Lieutenant General Sir Adrian Paul Ghislaine Carton-Duarte was a British Army soldier born of Belgian and Irish parents. He was awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest military decoration awarded for valor in the face of the enemy in various combat countries. He served in the Boer War, First World War, and Second World War. He was shot in the face, head, ankle, leg, hip.
Secure the supply boxes. Locations are marked on your tac map.
Crashes, tunneled out to a prisoner of war camp, and tore off his own fingers when a doctor declined to amputate them. Describing his experiences in the First World War, he wrote, "Frankly, I'd enjoyed the war." Jamie, can you just Google the unkillable soldier, and you'll see a Wikipedia entry at the top. Is this a real human? There it is. General Sir Adrian Paul Ghislaine Carton-Duarte was a British Army soldier born of Belgian and Irish parents. He was awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest military decoration awarded for valor in the face of the enemy in various Commonwealth countries. He served in the Boer War, First World War, and Second World War. He was shot in the face, head, ankle, leg, hip, and ear. Was blinded in his left eye. Survived 2 plane crashes. Tunneled out to a prisoner of war camp and tore off his own fingers when a doctor declined to amputate them. Describing his experiences in the First World War, he wrote, "Frankly, I'd enjoyed the war." Jamie, can you just
Loadout drop headed your way.
And you'll see Wikipedia entry at the top. Is this a real human? Real human. There it is. Lieutenant General Sir Adrian Paul Ghislaine Carton-Duarte was a British Army soldier.
You got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
He was awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest military decoration awarded for valor in the face of the enemy in various Commonwealth countries. He served in the Boer War, First World War, and Second World War. He was shot in the face, head, stomach, ankle, leg, hip, and ear.
No, I can't pay off my hospital bills.
It's in this 6-figure, 7-figure range.
Probably 2-point-something million.
Jesus.
Yeah. I was 23. I wanted to go get B12 injections as like an early birthday gift to myself. I was new to Los Angeles. I come in, I start getting the injections. I left later that night, and within 24 hours, I have extreme chills. I start running a fever, and I have really severe pain. Where I was injected, it started blowing up like these nodules, this like very red, inflamed tissue, and then it started hardening and hardening and hardening. Then
You got gas moving in.
sensation. So I would actually feel like this throbbing, and then kind of like contractions because my skin was literally preparing to open. It was like fire in my body. It was absolutely excruciating. A couple days later, well, things started getting really bad. No, I can't pay off my hospital bills.
It's in the 6-figure, 7-figure.
Probably 2-point-something million. Yeah. I was 23. I wanted...
An F-22 Raptor frightened off 2 Iranian fighters with a single sentence. But it wasn't just what the F-22 pilot said. It was the fact that he had just snuck up on them from out of nowhere. Let me explain. The 2 Iranians had been chasing an American MQ-1 drone whose top speed of 135 miles made it an easy target for their supersonic F-4 Phantoms, or so they thought, because as the Iranians hunted the slow-moving drone, they didn't realize that an F-22 Raptor was hunting them. As one of the Iranian F-4s for the kill, the Raptor pilot used the F-22's advanced stealth capabilities to fly directly underneath the fighter to see what kind of weapons it was carrying. Unimpressed, the F-22 pilot then banked left and brought his
Supply box secured. Move on to the next one.
shocking the frightened Iranian pilot. From there, all the F-22 pilot had to say was, "You really ought to go home." And both Iranians flew off, aware of just how outmatched they were. An F-22 Raptor frightened off 2 Iranian fighters with a single sentence. But it wasn't just what the F-22 pilot said. It was the fact that he had just snuck up on them from out of nowhere. Let me explain. The 2 Iranians had been chasing an American MQ-1 drone whose top speed of 135 miles made it an easy target for their supersonic F-4 Phantoms, or so they thought, because as the Iranians hunted the slow-moving drone, they didn't realize that an F-22 Raptor was hunting them. As one of the Iranian F-4s moved in for the kill, the Raptor pilot used the F-22's stealth capabilities to fly directly underneath the fighter to see what kind of weapons it was carrying. Unimpressed,
Enemy soldier incoming.
then backed left and brought his aircraft-level expansion, without shocking the frightened Iranian pilot. From there, all the F-22 pilot had to say was, "You really ought to go home."
2 supply boxes secured. 1 remaining.
Just how outmatched they were. An F-22 Raptor frightened off 2 Iranian fighters with a single sentence. But it wasn't what the F-22 pilot said. It was the fact that he had just snuck up from out of nowhere.
Contract complete. All supply boxes secured. Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
जुपिटर का एक चंद्रमा है जो खूबसूरत और
Cash drop inbound.
यूरोपा को एक महत्वपूर्ण उद्देश्य
Lawyer's reaction.
Hey, you ain't supposed to smack him like that. The fuck is wrong with you? Man, I'm on my property.
Here it is. Look, no tricks, no puffs. I've got 2 people here, and I can show you the result of the B34 color corrector. So, purple is the opposite color to yellow. So when applying T, it will conceal the yellow stains. That's 1. That's 2. Let's take a look. And just like that, look at the instant results. When you buy B34, we're going to throw in another one absolutely free. All you need to do is brush 30 seconds and watch the B34 serum get to work. But that's not all. I'm throwing in a free gift for every single order.
Gas is closing in.
This is the last time we run the special offer, so you don't want to miss out on this. Here it is. Look, no tricks, no cuts. I've got 2 people here, and I can show you the results of the B34 color corrector. So, purple is the opposite color to yellow. So when applying to T, it will conceal the yellow stains. That's 1. That's 2. Let's take a look. And just like that, look at the instant results. When you buy a V34, we're going to throw in another one absolutely free. All you need to do is brush for 30 seconds and watch the V34 serum get to work.
She built a whole new dimension for all the fish in this pond, and the end result is pretty cool. She secured a glass cube above the water, and then she siphoned the water into the cube, filling it up, and then tossing some fish food in it. Now this is going to give the fish a whole new perspective on life. And so she waits patiently. And then we have our first little friend come check it out. This frog is fucking hilarious. I think he got scared a little bit at first. But then once everybody else found out about it, they thought they would check it out too. Now for these fish, they've never seen above the water like this before. And it's a good way to extend fish's perception. She built a whole new dimension for all the fish in this pond. And the end result is pretty cool. She secured a glass cube above the water, and then she siphoned the water into the cube, filling it up, and then tossing some fish. Now this is going to give the fish a whole new perspective on life. And so she waits patiently. And then we have our first little friend come check.
The people who are trying to advise me on my career after Terminator say, absolutely do not do this film, meaning Aliens. Said if it's good, they're going to attribute it to Ridley, and if it's bad, it's all you. There's no upside. And I thought, well, you know, you're probably right, and that's very logical, but I just dig it and I want to do it. I just like it. The people who are trying to advise me on my career after Terminator say, absolutely do not do this film, meaning Aliens. Said if it's good, they're going to attribute it to Ridley, and if it's bad, it's all you. There's no upside. And I thought, well, you know, you're probably right, and that's very logical.
Gas is inbound, marking a new safe zone.
I just like it.
There's a bounty on your head. Eliminate enemies and secure supply caches to get rid of it.
The press asked how use of smarts made you very wise. Yep.
You're losing ground. Move it. Black site is secure. All clear.
we started getting stuff delivered to our houses. It wasn't houses, camp. And all the workers we had coming to help us, local nationals, they had and so getting people to come help the Americans was extremely difficult. How many?
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
I'm just, dude, I'm still like looking all over. This thing has to be delivered.
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
With my scratch off phone card.
They sent all the heads of the local workers to your front gate. Holy shit.
It was crazy. Let's start with the Marines. Other people serve their countries and they fought against evil. You can't choose the mission. You either choose to serve them or not to service the country. It's a service to something.
Failure ain't fatal. It's just an opportunity to do better. Your squad mate was eliminated. Most wanted contract failed.
Sucking objects in, generating electric current, and levitating non-magnetic objects. For reference, the magnetic field of the Earth is 0.0005 Tesla. This electromagnet creates a magnetic field of 5 Tesla, so nearly a million times Earth's magnetic field. We're going to experiment with a magnetic field that extends up and around the magnet on this platform. We cut open a Nerf football and put in a couple steel washers. Sure enough, it's easy to tell which ball contains the washers. Another thing to do if you have a strong magnet is ferrofluid contains nanosecond of magnetite. In an external-magnetic field, they all line up. This ferrofluid started to develop parallel ridges, even meters away from the magnet. This is the world's strongest magnet, capable of sucking objects in, generating electric current, and levitating non-magnetic objects. For reference, the magnetic field of the Earth is 0.0000.
25 are still active in the AO.
This electromagnet creates a magnetic field of 45 Tesla. So
gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
We cut open a Nerf football and put in a couple steel washers. Sure enough, it's easy to tell which ball contains the washers. Another thing to do if you have a strong magnet is get ferrofluid. Ferrofluid contains nanoscale pieces of magnetite. In an electromagnetic field, they all line. This ferrofluid started to develop parallel ridges, even meters away from the magnet. This
gas is moving.
Generating electric current and levitating non-magnetic objects. For reference, the magnetic field of the Earth is 0.00005 Tesla. This electromagnet creates a magnetic field of 45 Tesla, so nearly a million times Earth's.
Right now, the most amazing stories on Earth are happening here.
14 students at a university created a game called No Man's Sky. 80 quadrillion worlds in this program, unlimited life forms, and the game never ends. They were talking recently about, what if we inject AI into the software? That's on one DVD. We put AI in there, now these beings are alive. Hey, who made us? Where did we come from? Who's our God? When did the Big Bang start? The Big Bang is when we turn on the console. So now all of a sudden, we're creating universes. And so will be the Sims. The Sims will be conscious with AI. The Sims are going to create programs and software within the program, and then they're going to create the universe. I think there's many layers to reality, and I don't think we're close to base. I think that we're just one of Google's of actual simulations that are running simultaneously. 14 students at a university created a game called No Man's Sky. 80 quadrillion worlds in this program, unlimited life forms, and the game never ends. They were talking recently about, what if we inject AI into the software? That's on one DVD. We put AI in there, now these beings are alive. Hey, who made us? Where did we come from? Who's our God? When did the Big Bang start? The Big Bang is when we turn on the console. So now all of a sudden, we're creating universes. And so will be the Sims. The Sims will be conscious with AI. The Sims are going to create software within the program, and then they're going to create the universe. I think
the ATF decided to show up to my house. So they get here, obviously unmarked vehicles. The first question is, do you know who we are? And they go, you know why we're here. It wasn't even a question. It was, you know why we're here. And I said, as long as you guys pinky promise me that you won't touch anything, you guys can come in now. That's going to save some of the hassle. I had just gotten back from a huge range trip. And so I had guns out everywhere. Their eyes got so big, they could not believe it. They were literally in shock. And once I realized, like, they go, whoa, time out. Like, they literally said, time out. And I was like, what? They're like, you're not selling guns to the cartel? And I was like, no. The ATF decided to show up to my house. So they get here, obviously unmarked vehicles. The first question is, do you know who we are? And they go, you know why we're here. It wasn't even a question. It was, you know why we're here. And I said, as long as you guys pinky promise me that you won't touch anything, you guys can come in now. That's going to save some of the hassle. I had just gotten back from a huge range trip.
Okay, going to test drive the mechanism for my M69. Push that much there.
down. Taking a round or shell casing that has a 209 primer, but no load. It works. Okay, going to test fire the mechanism for my M69. Push that much there. Back down. Taking a round or shell casing that has a 209 primer, but no load. It works. Okay, going to test fire the mechanism for my M69. Push that much there. Back down. Taking a round or shell casing that has a 209 primer, no load.
This kid, his name is Recruit Resford. This is during my first cycle. He looks at me like dead in my face. And he goes, "Get away from me, sir. You can't break me. I'm a soldier." And I look at him dead in his freaking face. And I was like, challenge accepted. Every morning when he woke up, I'd have the fire watch bring his go fasters and put them online. So as soon as he got up and counted off, he would look down and see them. And I'm like, get them on. Get outside. And on Paris Island, they have pits where you do incentive training. And it's thick in there, dude. It's like 6 inches thick. And it's sand fleas. And the last day I got him, I took him outside and I was slaying him. And he just fell face first into the sand. His whole face was like covered in fucking sand. And he had a trail of tears going down his face. From that point on, Resper was like fucking born again. On the outside, I'm like, yes, Resper. But on the inside, I'm like, damn, this kid's legit. This kid, his name is Resper.
Cigarettes after sex.
Not only is this one of the most expensive wraps, but also one of the most difficult to install. It requires extra patience when installing. You definitely want to take your time on it, but the results make it worth it. Not only is this one of the most expensive wraps, but also one of the most difficult to install. It requires...
Fascinating and alarming. The whole COVID experience had the impact that it had on our military.
Well, it got me out.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't take it.
Oh,
I refused it, and my EOS lined up. I had to put a religious waiver in, like most guys, kick the can down the road long enough until it was my time to go. And I literally made the choice. I think I got out in like 61 days.
Wow.
No plan, no job, no nothing. The guys that were saying, hey, this doesn't feel right, I don't think I agree with this. I mean, they got
railroaded.
Oh, man. I know on the West Coast they were a pretty powerful movement over there. And on the East Coast, they just corralled these dudes in an office and said, check in every day. You know, like it was, you're blackballed, man. Like it was
really?
Yeah, they wanted you under MA supervision.
For not getting the shot.
Guys were fighting for their lives, man.
Dude, what?
Fighting for their lives, dude. It was crazy.
That's embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing. My wife and I were you know, holding tight, saying, hey, well, if we feel this way, then we're being told it's time to leave.
Yeah. Fascinating and alarming. The whole COVID experience had the impact that it had on our military.
Well, it got me out.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't take it.
Oh,
I refused it, and my EOS lined up. I had to put a religious waiver in, like most guys, kick the can down the road long enough until it was my time to go. And I literally made the choice. I think I got out in like 61 days.
Wow.
No plan, no job, no nothing. The guys that were saying, hey, this doesn't feel right, I don't think I agree with this. I mean, they got
railroaded.
Oh, man. I know on the West Coast they were a pretty powerful movement over there. And on the East Coast, they just corralled these dudes in an office and said, check in every day. You know, like it was, you're blackballed, man. Like it was.
DTVs in China under the rule of the Communist Party. The system to which those electronic eyes are attached is the most complete state apparatus of surveillance yet imagined, with the ability not only to recognize faces at a distance, but gait itself when facial features are hidden or obscured. Such capability can and will soon be augmented to the point where the movement of eyes themselves, monitored by high-resolution and intelligent cameras, will soon be sufficient to identify any aware and active party. The demented, naive, and prideful engineers who so enthusiastically helped build this system call it Skynet, after the rogue and all-seeing technology that took such a dreadfully wrong turn in the famous science fiction movie Terminator series, featuring CCTVs in China under the rule of the Communist Party.
Glass balls going into the cannon.
The Trudeau government wants the Canada Revenue Agency to control your tax return by filing for you. But can you really trust them after countless scandals and total incompetence? The CRA has been caught sending money to the wrong people, harassing taxpayers for 14 years straight, and even ruining people's lives.
That is the damaged Chernobyl nuclear reactor. In 1986, after the accident, it was encased in the sarcophagus that you can see now. But it's weathering and cracking and needs to be replaced. So they're building a new confinement structure over here. They can't build it above the old sarcophagus because the levels of radiation are still too high. So they'll have to slide the whole structure across. It'll cost billions of dollars, and this structure will last 100 years. And that is only a temporary solution. Because the half-life of uranium-238 is 4.5 billion years. It's the same as the lifetime of the Earth. So in 5 billion years, when all life has ceased on this planet, and the sun is engulfing the Earth, only half of the uranium, which is still in that sarcophagus, will have decayed away. That is the damaged Chernobyl nuclear reactor. In 1986, after the accident, it was encased in the sarcophagus that you can see now. But it's weathering and cracking and needs to be replaced. So they're building a new confinement structure over here. They can't build it above the old sarcophagus because the levels of radiation are still too high. So they'll have to slide the whole structure across. It'll cost billions of dollars, and this structure will last 100 years. And that is only a temporary solution. Because the half-life of uranium-238 is 4.5 billion years. It's the same as the lifetime of the Earth. So in 5 billion years, when all life has ceased on this planet, and the sun is engulfing the Earth, only half of the uranium, which is still in that sarcophagus, will that damaged Chernobyl nuclear reactor. In 1986, after the accident, it was encased in the sarcophagus that you can see now. But it's weathering and cracking and needs to be replaced. So they're building a new confinement structure over here. They can't build it above the old sarcophagus because the levels of radiation are still too high. So they'll have to slide the whole structure across. It'll cost billions of dollars, and this structure will last 100 years. That is only a temporary solution. Because the half-life of uranium-238 is 4.5 billion years. It's the same as the lifetime of the Earth. So in 5 billion years...
On April 13th, in the year 2029, this asteroid named Apophis. So, we know for certain that Apophis, on Friday the 13th, April 2029, it's the size of the Rose Bowl. It'll get close enough to Earth that it will dip below Earth's communication satellites. It'll be the biggest, closest thing ever to come known to come near Earth. Here's the catch. Its orbit remains sufficiently uncertain. There is an interval range where if it threads that keyhole, we call it a keyhole. It's a 700-mile range. If its orbit goes through that range, Earth's gravity will be just right, or rather, just wrong, right? So that it will alter its orbit so that it will hit us 7 years later. On April 13th, in the year 2029, this asteroid named Apophis. So, we know for certain that Apophis, on Friday the 13th, April 2029, it's the size of the Rose Bowl. It'll get close enough to Earth that it will dip below Earth's communication satellites. It'll be the biggest, closest thing ever to come known to come near Earth. Here's the catch. Its orbit remains sufficiently uncertain. There is an interval range where if it threads that keyhole, we call it a keyhole. It's a 600 mile, about 600 miles, several hundred mile range. If its orbit goes through that range, Earth's gravity will be just right, or rather, just wrong, so that it will alter its orbit so that it will hit us 7 years later. On April 13th, in the year 2029, this asteroid named Apophis. So, we know for certain.
All you need is one person in your life who says, "You've got this, I believe in